creating a graph and its equation from a table of values. What is a table of values? A table of values is a chart or table that you create that allows you to calculate a set of coordinates that can be used to create a graph. The values that you have found in the table of values can then be used to draw the graph. Now, let's take a look at the steps to create the graph. The table provides the x and corresponding y values that can be used to plot the points that can be found on the graph. Here is an example of a table of values showing the x values and the corresponding y values. When these points are plotted on a piece of graph paper and the points joined, you will have your graph. Steps to create the graph. Here's the table of values, and we have the graph. But how did we get these points? First of all, we drew the x and y axis as shown in red. We labeled the x and y axis. Using the labels, we drew dots to represent the points given on the table. Notice we have a point at 0, 3, 1, 7, 2, 11, 3, 15, 4, 19, and so on. Join the dots. You will now see a straight line representing the function. But what is the equation that represents this graph? Here's our table of values. Follow these steps to find the equation of this graph. Number 1, determine the y-intercept. You can do this from either the graph or the table of values. Remember that the value of the y-intercept can be found when the value of x is equal to 0. From the graph, the y-intercept is 0, 3. Find the slope of the line. The slope of the line can be found from the formula that we can use to find the slope. Substitute these two values for these points in the table into the equation. So our formula is slope equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. We can see that one point, we'll call it x2, y2, is 2, 11. We can see a second point, which we will call x1, y1 is equal to 1, 7. We substitute these 2-point values into the formula. 11 minus 7, 2 minus 1. We'll solve and we'll get the slope value as 4 divided by 1. Substitute the two values that we found, the y-intercept for b and the slope for m, and we will get the equation of the line. Y equals 4x plus 3. Conclusion: the value of the slope can be used to find the rate of change occurring between 2 points. More on this in a future slide show.